Want to know why you could be losing points during onstage walking competitions? Keep watching. Welcome to the channel. My name is Dani Walker. I'm a former Miss Montana USA and a pageant judge. And on today's episode, I am going to break down and demonstrate for you 5 of the biggest reasons why you can be losing points during swimsuit, runway, fun fashion, or evening gown. If you're brand new here, please consider subscribing and hitting that notifications bell, and even supporting the channel through that super thanks button or checking out my merch store. I greatly appreciate it. And remember, if you're looking for even more tips, be sure to check out my free pageant prep course that I've linked in the description just for you. Before we dive in, I have a couple of important messages that I need to get across. The first is that doing any of these things during a competition that I'm going to demonstrate for you does not guarantee a loss, but doing a combination of these things together makes it more likely that you will lose points during any of your onstage walking competitions. If you watch this episode and you're wondering, well, why would contestants do these things, or why are they still doing these things? There are 3 main reasons for this. Number 1, they have no coach, they have no outside guidance. Number 2, they have a coach and the coach allows these things to happen. They don't correct them, or sometimes coaches can be reinforcing these habits. And number 3, most pageant systems don't give out any scores or feedback. And even when they do give out scores from judges and written notes, a lot of judges do not know how to articulate exactly why they preferred one contestant's walk over another, or precisely why they are deducting points. The last thing I'll mention is that every walk is unique. It's like your signature. There's so many great things that you can do to enhance your performance. But the things we're going over in today's episode are things that I never suggest my clients do for their onstage competitions, because these are things that I have deducted points for as a judge, and they are things that I've heard other judges mention as reasons why they've deducted points as well. The first walk we're going to talk about is the baby giraffe walk. Sometimes this is also referred to as the newborn deer walk by many people in pageantry. There's 2 main reasons why contestants walk like this on stage. The first one is that her heels are probably too tall for her, and that's because she hasn't developed the arches of her feet just yet. She hasn't stretched those high enough so that she can comfortably walk in her heels, and that is something that comes with time. That's why it's essential to always compete in shoes that you are most comfortable in. The second reason why we see this type of walk has to do with the actual mechanics of a contestant's walk and the postures and the positions that she is working through as she walks. So what we see here is that a contestant is usually not fully extending her leg. So that knee joint should be fully extended before the heel of her shoe ever touches the ground. So it's very important to straighten out that knee joint, allow the heel of your shoe to touch the ground, and then lastly the toe before a transfer of weight into your next step. So that is how you can start breaking down this walk, and learning how to improve your walk is by thinking about straightening those knees. Now, be careful though and use this with caution, because I have also seen contestants who are on the other side of the extreme and they don't bend their knees while they walk, and that also can come across as very awkward, and it can result in a loss of points. The next type of walk we're going to talk about is a 2-track walk. Imagine you're walking on the sand and you're leaving footprints behind. Many contestants will walk and create 2 sets of tracks as they walk. But what is ideal is if we create 1 set of tracks, as if you're walking on a straight line or a balance beam. Make sure to practice walking in that straight line and be wary of overcrossing. If you overcross, that can also create a set of 2 tracks, and it can cause you to trip. gonna talk about is an over-exaggeration of your steps. Sometimes I see contestants raising their feet too high from the ground to the point where they look like they're stepping over imaginary objects. That becomes distracting. On the other side of that, I have seen many contestants make an extra effort to drag their feet across the floor. If a contestant drags their feet across the stage, it can come across as unnatural and result in a deduction of points. The next one I'm going to share with you could quite possibly be my least favorite thing to see in pageant walks, and those are Glitz Arms. This is something that you typically see in dance competitions or glitz pageantry. There, it may be acceptable, but in natural pageant systems, you can lose points for this. There's variations of this. Some contestants will do this walk and it will be very shoulder heavy. Other contestants will isolate this movement from the elbows down or maybe the hand down, and sometimes you'll even see these arms isolated to one side or the other. I would never suggest my clients do this, and in fact, I have had a lot of clients that come to me that have learned to walk like this from another coach, and I have had to coach that out of them in order to raise their on-stage scores. One thing I like to ask contestants if I ever see them practicing this type of walk is, have you ever seen a Miss Universe walk like that? No. So why would we try to replicate it? The last thing I'm going to talk about are stiff arms, and this can happen in a number of different ways. Sometimes contestants' arms will float very unnaturally at their sides. Sometimes this arm movement will have a delay, and it will be a very forced delay. Other times we can see contestants channeling all of their nerves through their hands in some way. Quite often you'll see a contestant with a fist on stage, or a claw hand, or a blade hand, or even grasping onto their clothing as a coping mechanism for their nerves. And that is exactly why you need to practice your walk, so that you can be comfortable on stage and you don't have to use any of these coping mechanisms that can cause you to lose points. There you have it. Those are the top 5 movements that I often deduct points for when I judge, and many other judges that I know or that I've talked to, they deduct points for these types of movements on stage as well. So if you are practicing these things, and if this is how your walk is looking for competition, that could be why you aren't advancing or why you haven't won your dream title yet. I hope that you really enjoyed this episode and that you've decided to subscribe and hit that notifications bell for lots more episodes just like this. Thanks for joining me for this one. Be sure to check out these other episodes that can help you to capture your dream title. Until then, I'll see you next time, and good luck at your next competition.